Hello there, my name is Justin from Day Night, and today we will be ranking the top 20 weapons across the Souls series. Recently we've been ranking a lot of Souls related content and we've been having a blast doing it, so please leave your recommendations in the comments down below. But this series has a wide range of weapons and all of them are incredibly fun to use and some are better than others. So today we'll be giving you our rankings. A lot of this list will probably be Elden Ring, as Elden Ring has already become infamous for giving us incredibly overpowered weapons. But with that in mind, here is our list for the top 20 weapons across the Souls series. Coming in at number 20, we have the Burial Blade from Bloodborne. The Burial Blade, in my opinion, goes on this list specifically because it is cool as hell. It is anime as hell, due to you earning the blade through one of the coolest boss fights in the series, but it's low on this list due to you only being able to use the blade if you either A, take it to New Game Plus, or B, if you use a Bold Hunter's Mark or quit out of the Moon Presence fight. And even then, you'll only have the blade for the very end of the game. An incredible weapon, but its accessibility to the average player puts it in at number 20. At number 19, we have the Drake Sword from Dark Souls, one of the absolute best early game weapons in Dark Souls. Not to mention you earn the sword by either shooting off or chopping off the tail of a dragon. This sword is wild in its appearance and its early game damage, kickstarting you on your journey with authority. At number 18, we have the Black Knight Halberd from Dark Souls, easily the most iconic weapon of the original Dark Souls, and arguably the best weapon in the game as well. Makes it rather low on this list due to its drop rates, needed to be blessed by RNGesus, means not every run can contain the BKH. However, that can add to its charm as well, as it is pure ecstasy if you're able to acquire the BKH. It does unfortunately hurt its standings, in my opinion, for the quality of the weapon. At number 17, we have the Whirligig Saw from Bloodborne, easily one of the most Bloodborne things I have ever seen. You want a game jam-packed with serrated weapons? Hold my beer and let me give you the Bloodborne equivalent of finding the chainsaw in a Dead Rising game. A wild weapon for sure, not to mention its crazy DPS, coupled with the recent glitches surrounding it, cements the Whirligig Saw at number 17. Number 16, we have Gael's Greatsword from Dark Souls 3. I love Slave Knight Gael. And when writing this script, I legitimately almost left the explanation at that. Apply everything I mentioned about earning the Burial Blade to Gael's Greatsword, and multiply it by my infinite admiration for the boss fight, and add its crazy weapon skills, perfectly set for either PvP or PvE encounters, and you have yourself nearly a top 15 contender. At number 15, we have the Dragonslayer Swordspear from Dark Souls 3. One thing I love about these games is the potential of playing a paladin build. Going melee central with the ability to apply status effects on my weapons. Enter the Dragonslayer Swordspear with its electrifying potential passed down from the Nameless King. See what I did there? John, please insert a laugh track. This is gonna sound incredibly awkward if you don't. Moving on, I love the moveset of the weapon, the pathway to earning it, and I love being able to utilize lightning damage any chance I get. All of this places the Dragonslayer Swordspear at number 15. At number 14, we have Friede's Great Scythe from Dark Souls 3. We are at it again, and applying or utilizing status effects through weapons, but this time we get two of them. I love the Friede fight, and I love getting her scythe even more. Excellent damage and versatile utility, allowing the player to very easily adapt to either PvP or PvE, places this dynamic duo at the number 14 spot. At number 13, we have the Onyx Blade from Dark Souls 3. We are at it again with my intense admiration for certain aspects of this series. I love Black Flame. I loved the Darksaber from Star Wars throughout watching the Clone Wars and Rebels, so in a way I saw the Onyx Blade as the Darksaber for the Souls series. So naturally, with the Souls lore being what it is, let it be on fire. The damage and moveset for this sword is commendable, but I personally slotted this high on this list purely because I love the aesthetics of Black Flame. At number 12, we have the Sacred Relic Sword from Elden Ring. The Rune Farm weapon. The trophy of lordship and beating the final boss of this absolute masterpiece of a video game. The first Elden Ring weapon on this list, and from here, the rest of this list will mostly be Elden Ring. Not only did Elden Ring take a lot of Souls elements up to 11, but it cranked up the weapons as well. Most of the weapons in this game can take you through to Elden Beast with your eyes closed. So naturally, the bulk of this list will be compiled of Elden Ring weapons. This being the lowest of the bunch purely because it is mostly used as a rune clearing weapon, not so much for bosses, but it is still very usable for them. At number 11, we have Maliketh's Black Blade from Elden Ring. Not intentional, but I would like to comment on how the number 12 sword is earned by achieving lordship by beating the Elden Beast, a boss that when beaten, you are rewarded with the on-screen indicator of God Slain. While the number 11 Beefcake of a sword literally contains the Rune of Death in it. To break from a coincidental metaphor this script has just created, I would just like to say that I love this weapon. Its appearance is incredible, the Colossal Sword moveset is wild, and its weapon art containing the same flame used by Maliketh to deal damage over time as well as shortening the total health pool the afflicted enemy has, easily makes it a very strong contender for the top 10, which it barely misses out of. At number 10, we have the Eleonora's Poleblade from Elden Ring. One of the two weapons that I hear about consistently all over YouTube of folks shouting to be nerfed. I can somewhat empathize with these cries, but not substantially, as I am not invested in the PvP aspects of these games enough to truly understand the depths of how overpowered the Poleblade really is. I will say that I love the standard Twin Blade moveset. I love Bleed as a status buildup in the game. I love Blood Flame, which this weapon deals, and I really enjoy flipping around like Darth Maul through its weapon skill. I made a video of my run through Elden Ring as Darth Maul, and you should totally check it out. Moving on from that shameless self-promotion, I feel all of these factors cements the Eleonora's Poleblade in the top 10. At number 9, we have the Sword of Night and Flame from Elden Ring. Despite it being nerfed, I will forever harbor these memories of entering a boss room with this sword and exiting the boss room 3.5 seconds later due to this straight sword containing the power of good old oldies of Avada Kedavra. This sword, in my opinion, will immediately make the Weapons Hall of Fame due to the mark it left while it was on top, but I just can't justify putting it higher than the number 9 spot. At number 8, we have the Sellsword Twinblades from Dark Souls 3, or as the DS3 community fondly refers to them, the Sellsword Windblades. I love dual wielding, I love being able to apply status effects to my weapons, I love dex scaling, and I love fast combat that can also dish out fast damage. All of this blends together with the Twinblades being one of my favorite Souls weapons of all time. A shame that Elden Ring weapons are bonkers overpowered, so I can't bring myself to place it any higher on today's list. At number 7, we have the Saw Cleaver from Bloodborne. The same argument for the Windblades can be made here, but turn the combat speed up from about 8 or 9 to about 11. I love Bloodborne's combat speed, so when you give me an incredible fast weapon to synergize with that fast combat speeds, and you give it amazing damage output and the ability to put bolt or fire paper on it, well, sign me up, and immediately post the Saw Cleaver high up on this list. At number 6, we have Death's Poker from Elden Ring. The new Sword of Night and Flame almost cracks the top 5. It loses this battle purely because I find myself consistently getting hit while I stand still trying to get off the weapon art. This may be a small nitpick, but for me it is enough to bonk this incredible weapon out of the top 5, but the damage output it has, coupled with the Frostbite status effect, easily propels it all the way to number 6. At number 5, we have the Blasphemous Blade from Elden Ring. One of my all-time favorite boss fights in the series has to be Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. They finally got the perfect blend of an iconic gimmick fight and challenge, so naturally slaying the Snake King and claiming his gruesome blade for myself, I had to place it high up on this list. Factoring in the Greatsword moveset and damage, its insane fiery weapon skill, and the ability to heal from slain enemies locks the Blasphemous Blade in the top 5. At number 4, we have the Moonveil from Elden Ring. Has it been nerfed? Absolutely. Does it still attack with lightning quick speeds, do respectable damage, and hit for amazing poise damage through its weapon art? Absolutely. If you're looking for a fast weapon that somehow hits like a truck to your opponent's poise, allowing you a plethora of repost opportunities despite using a significantly smaller weapon, this alone is enough to grant the Moonveil the number 4 spot. At number 3, we have Marais' Executioner Sword. This will be nerfed. I cannot grant this mighty DPS machine the crown or the runner-up slots purely due to the fact that it will be nerfed soon. You cannot tell me that if they nerf the Sword of Night and Flame that they will allow this monster of a blade to completely dumpster bosses like this. If I was a boss, I would just exit the arena if a player entered holding this bad boy. At number 2, our runner-up for today, we have the Dark Moon Greatsword from Elden Ring. Maybe mostly due to nostalgia and aesthetics, but I have always and will always love the Dark Moon Greatsword and all of its iterations. I picked the Elden Ring variant to represent this long lineage due to its quite large projectile range, its excellent poise damage, and its ability to inflict frostbite. All of this positions the Dark Moon Greatsword as our runner-up for today. And at number 1, with the crown for today, we have the Rivers of Blood from Elden Ring. Easily the most versatile weapon on the market right now. Rivers of Blood, with all of its blood flame glory, makes its way across the finish line hours before any of the other competitors. Through its quick katana moveset, its blood flame status, its super quick weapon art with excellent range, its low FP costs, and Elden Ring's insane admiration for bleed damage, easily gives Rivers of Blood my title for the best weapon in the Souls series. Well, there you have it. There is our list for the top 20 weapons across the Souls series. If you like what you see and you're new around here, please consider giving that subscribe button, the Omega Fist Fire Thorn Punch, as it's free. It really helps us out. And comment down below any recommendations for Souls content, Souls lists, challenge runs, or just content in general. If you're just bored and you want to see us to play Subnautica or something, you let us know in the comments below. Otherwise, with that out of the way, thank you so much for coming out today, and we'll catch you guys all in the next video.